Yeah.
Right. Before I open up the actual Kindle book, shall we go through how we went last week with our lessons?
Yeah. For
Okay,
mine, when a brother acts insanely, he is offering you an opportunity to bless him.
oh yes.
So I've been blessing myself.
Perfect.
Because it all comes back to me.
Carly, that's wonderful. So I've been blessing myself. Oh, wow.
Perfect.
And luckily we're in one mind, one kingdom, and so we're all being blessed. Well, you
Yes.
bless yourself.
There we go. Wow. Wow.
How did you go, Carly?
I had, this is mine. I fulfill the path of co-creating with God in one mind, but then I added, I fulfill the joyful path of co-creating with God in one mind. And I was reflecting on a time when I met a Swamiji in India about 6 or more years ago. It's the same one that my friend Siddhi, that Ada knows, connected with. And basically I was reflecting on him and thinking, I had this moment when I was over in India where I wanted a blessing, so back to Coralie's blessings, and I was thinking there was about 70 of us from Australia over there on this retreat with this Swami, and he kept basically blessing just maybe 10 or 12 people. Like he'd come into the morning or the lunchtime dining room and put his hand on their head and they'd be in this joyful bliss. And I'm saying to my friend after a couple of days in, God, I'd love him to do that to me. And she said, just before you go to sleep tonight, just ask, could he do that for you? Like just simply. And so I thought, okay. Well, the next morning I'm in the dining room and I'm in this group of 4 and I drop my handkerchief down on the floor. And as I bend down, he arrived. So his padukas and feet are at my hands. And I look up and he just puts his hand on my head and blesses me. And it was one mind, like it's this one mind. And the joy of that, because Swamiji's Shiva, the consciousness of joy and bliss. And so the same person I've got to practice with Gary's course. And we've known each other for about 10 years, but I haven't seen her since COVID.
Siddhi Shakti?
Yeah, I haven't seen her since COVID. So I sort of don't hang in the spiritual circles with children and everything. But I was thinking yesterday how I'd love to connect with her today, straight after this call. And she messages, and I didn't tell her that. I just decided that, and I was thinking of Swami, and she's so connected. And then she messaged me about an hour ago and said, I can only connect with you today if you wish at 11, straight after this call. And I'm thinking that's the time that I had surrendered in my mind would be perfect to connect with her, and it's with her. So it's like, okay, one mind and the joy of that, because it created without any attachment. It just created by deciding that would be wonderful, an experience. And so, yeah, Swamiji's powerful, and he taught me about one mind.
How beautiful.
Nice.
Wonderful. Linda, what's up, Lady Linda?
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Okay, so mine was along the lines of breaking patterns, breaking personal patterns. So when I think back on the last week or even the last couple of weeks, I've been doing just that. I've been challenged, and instead of just jumping in boots and all, I've kind of held back a bit. But then the universe just keeps saying to me, it's okay, just do it. Just do it. It's going to be fine. Don't panic. Which is what I was doing. I was panicking, and then I've done that in my past lives. So I'm not. I'm just letting it be,
Nice.
and it feels great.
Yes, like Carly said, no attachment.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Mine was undo illusion without attacking, do not perceive at all. And I wasn't really, it kind of attracted me, but I wasn't exactly sure how that was all going to come out. And it's just amazing how many times illusion comes up. It's like I'm imagining some scenario. It's like, is it real? Does it matter? That's so it was an interesting exercise. Doesn't mean I didn't go down the rabbit hole a few times, but but it was a good exercise to have that in the back of my mind. So yeah.
Fantastic.
And Andrea, you weren't here last week and we missed you.
I
How do you
wasn't, and I missed you guys, and I wasn't even able to listen to our recording. It's been so full on. But I'm sitting here shaking my head, Kali, about you and Diane about Siddhi Shakti, because I've known her since 1995. We're talking a
Wow.
long time ago when I went to Australia to sing, and that's when I met her. So our world is so wonderfully, wonderfully small and interlaced. And the one I had from the week before was, your mind is so powerful a light that you can look into theirs and enlighten them as I can enlighten yours. And what I have been noticing is, along with illusion, like Veronica, like you just mentioned, is that yes, I teach, but in the teaching, I'm learning. I'm learning so much every minute that it overwhelms me. And that the illusion of trying to control things now makes me laugh. And that Coralie and I were just talking about how the fact that I can think that the carpet that is our lives that is unrolling so perfectly, I will use down in the past, down on my hands and knees, trying to move it to go this way and go faster, slow down, go to the right, go to the left. And right now, I've just gone, I leave it alone. I leave it alone. That's not my job. My job is to keep putting one foot in front of the other. I may be in the right place. I may be in the wrong place. I'm doing the very best I can with the knowledge I have right now. So the illusion that I have any control over any of that stuff is out of the window. And as I'm teaching every day, I am learning so much that my head hurts in the best way possible. So it's been quite an adventure. Yeah. Yeah.
Wonderful. All
I
right.
love
Yeah,
the
go.
word enlightenment. When you spoke it, Ada, was like, that just lit me up. And you said it a couple of times, rolling in the one sort of sentence, and it was like, oh my God, it took my breath away. That's how powerful it was.
How beautiful. Wow.
Andrea, was that from the text or was that you
That
reading?
was from the text. That was
Wow.
on page 122. That was from the week before. That was the one
Nice.
that I had picked. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
Because it's number 10. It's the paragraph 10 of where were we? Paragraph 10 of 5, healing and the changelessness of mind. And this is paragraph 10. It's on page 122.
Nice.
You cannot forget the Father because I am with you, and I cannot forget him. To forget me is to forget yourself and him who created you. Our brothers are forgetful. That's why they need your remembrance of me and of him who created me. Through this remembrance, you can change their minds about themselves as I can change yours. Your mind is so powerful a light that you can look into theirs and enlighten them as I can enlighten yours.
Nice. Yeah.
And so that's what that really, spoke to me about what a teacher does. But you can't do that without learning. You just can't.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. It's like when I think one of you mentioned doing, it might have been you, Adria, when we're talking about when you're learning to do the trauma release and you're practicing with other people, but often you'll get your own healing from doing it as well. It's so powerful.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
When Coralie and I work together, we're really, it's such a wonderful process, and we're adding things, right, Coralie, that come to us that because we're responding to what the other one seems to need, and it doesn't come from here. I mean, it comes from here and from here. It's just a different thing, and it can guide you down this extraordinary path. It is just so transformative.
Mm.
I mean, I just did a session with Coralie, and she was a facilitator that was so deep that I almost scared myself. And then a few minutes later, I just feel lighter. I just feel lighter and I feel better. It isn't that the lead cape that you were trying to take off is still there. No, it's gone.
Mm.
It's gone.
I
So,
love that, Ada, because I did a session on myself yesterday, and it
yeah.
was all I had left was the emotion. Like, you know how when you do the process, it goes from the original, the emotion and the vision, but then you can release all that and you go to a new emotion, but no sort of vision. It's gone already blurred.
It's
Yeah.
changed. Right. Right.
So basically, I did it, and it was linked to my daughter. And then we went for a walk straight after, and she kept apologizing to me for her thought pattern, even though it was nothing to do with her. It was me as a mother failing her with epilepsy at age 5. Like, she was in hospital for 3 days. So it wasn't like a small epilepsy episode. And so my failure as a mother, not being able to protect her or support her, because she was unconscious for like 5 hours until she woke. And then, so basically the trauma of that was mine, because she doesn't remember any of it. And so I worked on that, but I was left with just an emotion. And the reason why I'm speaking on it is we're in 2 different rooms in the house, but she got it because of one mind with God. Like, she got it.
Right.
And as soon as we went for a walk, she apologized 3 times. And I kept thinking, but she doesn't need to apologize for anything. But she was apologizing for what her mind was thinking.
For her reception of what you were going through.
Yeah, so basically, yeah, I thought that was great confirmation, and also one mind, God doing it all.
Yeah.
So it was liberating, like you said. It's got this freedom of peace and energy within you afterwards that's just natural and organic.
It's beautiful.
And it was the same for her, because we've just had joy ever since, just in our interaction.
Wow.
So that was powerful. So I know Gary might hear this, but that was awesome.
Well, we're sending it out to his head, aren't we? We're sending it out to him.
Exactly. He's hearing it while he's
One
working.
mind, he'll get it.
Exactly.
It's amazing
So I know
how
what you
healing
mean.
ourselves heals the people around us as well, somehow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. The ripples never stop happening. The butterfly's wing in the Amazon. It caused a hurricane. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Powerful.
Beautiful. Well, shall we get started on our reading? We powered through the last section last week, didn't we, ladies?
Really?
The vigilance. From vigilance to peace. Now we're starting on the totality of the kingdom. If you're looking at
you went through
text,
all of that. That's incredible.
I know.
Wow.
Now we're up to number 3. So shall I start us off there?
Yeah.
So it's 127 in the text there.
Beautiful.
Reading the text, yeah. Number 3. You do not need God's blessing, because that you have forever. because that you have forever, but you do need yours. The ego's picture of you is deprived, unloving, and vulnerable. You cannot love this. Yet you can very easily escape from this image by leaving it behind. You are not there, and that is not you. Do not see this picture in anyone, or you have accepted it as you. All illusions about the sonship are dispelled together as they were made together. Teach no one that he is what you would not want to be. Your brother is the mirror in which you see the image of yourself, as long as perception lasts. And perception will last until the sonship knows itself as whole. You made perception, and it must last as long as you want it. It's amazing how that's what we were just talking about, isn't it?
Yes. Yes. It's like, oh, my goodness. Uh-huh. Wow. And I love the line, you do not need God's blessing because you have that forever, but you do need yours. And how often
Yes.
do we not do that?
Absolutely. And that's what
Yeah.
Carly was saying about blessing myself.
Exactly. Coralie, were you reading ahead to the end of the book?
And I think that's why we were powering through it last week as well. I think we're all just on that page and we're just getting it. And
Wow.
sometimes, yeah,
Wow.
it's wonderful.
Fabulous.
I think for me, and that may even be my lesson, I'm going to write this one down or type it down. Do not see this picture in anyone, or you have accepted it as you.
Wow.
Yeah.
And also, you made perception, and it must last as long as you want it. In other words, I'm looking at you and I'm saying, oh, she's got 3 heads and 4 eyes and she's green. I made that up. That's
Yeah.
not reality. And we have these perception. And the minute we change our perception, that's why you change your life. It truly is the case.
Yeah, and I love that bit.
Perception, we made it up.
And perception will last until the sonship knows itself as whole. Because
As
we are
whole.
the sonship. We are the
Yeah.
one ship.
Yes.
Yes.
The love
Wow.
ship.
Love it, love it, love it.
Who wants to read number 4?
Oh, well, that's nice and
Carly.
short. Illusions are investments. They will last as long as you value them. Values are relative, but they are powerful because they are mental judgments. The only way to dispel illusions is to withdraw all investment from them. And they will have no life for you because you will have put them out of your mind. While you include them in it, you are giving life to them. Except there is nothing there to receive your gift.
Wow.
Well, as an accountant, this speaks to me. What am I investing in?
Yeah.
Mm.
And to me, it's
Values are
hitting
relative.
home again that the perception, it's an investment that we make. I choose to see it this way. I'm right because it's this way. Well, if I just move two inches over this way, it's like, no, that's not it at all. Wow. As long as you value them.
And where are you investing your energy?
Yes.
In the illusion or in the one ship?
Or in the
Yes.
one ship. Extraordinary.
And I still have the little monkey mind thing sometimes. Just go through a scenario and or I'm like scripting a conversation, and that's investment. And it's like, what am I investing in? How do I want this to go? What is the outcome? What is the highest outcome of this? Is really the question to be asking when the little scripting comes in and making up stories.
Yeah, we're the artists of our lives. We make decisions on what colors to use, what brushes to use. And it's the brushes of our experience. And that's how we paint our picture. And if we don't like it, we created it with our perception.
Yeah. I'm learning painting with acrylics, and
Yeah.
you know, if you don't like it, you just paint over it. You just can
Paint
keep
over it.
painting over it.
And you can even get another canvas. And it's amazing. Yeah.
Mm,
That's life, isn't it?
mm. Who wants to read number 5? Shall I pick? I might just move that up a bit. Yeah, that's a bit better. Who wants to read number 5?
I'll
for it,
read
Adrian.
5. Oh,
Slow.
sorry.
Adrian put her hand up.
I'll,
Okay.
You
I'll
can
be
read the
quiet.
next one.
No, you won't, Collie. Don't be quiet. You'll be Collie. The gift of life is yours to give because it was given to you. You are unaware of your gift because you do not give it. You cannot make nothing live, since nothing cannot be enlivened. Therefore, you are not extending the gift you both have and are, and so you do not know your being. All confusion comes from not extending life, because that is not the will of your Creator. You can do nothing apart from Him, and you do nothing apart from Him. Keep His way to remember yourself, and teach His way, lest you forget yourself. Give only honor to the sons of the living God, and count yourself among them gladly. Ooh. You are unaware of your gift because you do not give it. You cannot make nothing live, since nothing cannot be enlivened.
I like the first line with the gift of life is yours to give because it was given to you. And I remember writing a letter to Mum and Dad before I went to India, thanking them for giving birth to me so that I could have this incredible experience.
How beautiful.
So if we're unaware of our gift, how can we give it?
Mm.
True. True.
I kind
True.
of feel like there's an action thing here, in that you don't even know what your gift is until you have a go.
Yeah, because then your higher gifts come in, don't they? Well, it's not your higher gifts, it's the kingdom's higher gifts that you already are come through you on behalf of the will of the Creator.
And if
Yeah,
we're
take the step along the
hiding
path.
ourselves and not being visible, then we're not giving the gifts.
Yes.
Hmm. Fascinating.
Nice.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm going to have difficulty choosing my lesson this week. Already got a couple. Carly, did you want to read number 6?
And it's funny because when I was looking at the one before, I was thinking I'll let Ada do it. And that was before we read it, before we started. And then anyway, only honour is a fitting gift for those whom God himself created worthy of honour and whom he honours. Give them the appreciation God accords them always, because they are his beloved sons, in whom he is well pleased. You cannot be apart from them because you are not apart from him. Rest in his love and protect your rest by loving, but love everything he created, of which you are a part, or you cannot learn of his peace and accept his gift for yourself and as yourself. You cannot know your own perfection until you have honoured all those who were created like you.
Mm.
How beautiful that is.
Wow.
You cannot know your own perfection until you have honored all those who were created like you. Wow.
That really stands out for me because last night I went to Toastmasters again, and
Yeah.
the man that got up and spoke, he spoke because I inspired him from when I spoke about family a couple of weeks ago. And he spoke on his new identity. And so it was very, very vulnerable. But when he finished, I went up to him and I could only see in his eyes as he looked at me the honour of his value reflecting back at me. Like, so that line just basically is what I witnessed and felt from each other, appreciating.
Yes. Yes.
Mm.
And it was back to what you said, Ada, like if he hadn't have been visible with his new truth, we wouldn't have had that interaction
That moment.
opportunity. And then if I hadn't have been visible and stood up and decided to go to Toastmasters, I wouldn't have had that opportunity either to inspire others to feel safe to do the same and be honoured.
Yeah.
Beautiful. What's that saying that Marianne Williamson is always quoted with? It starts, "Who are we to be small and hide our light?" You know, people think that they need to hide their light, but yeah, who are we to play small and hide our light? Yeah.
For every one of my students, every semester, even if it's the same student, I do this. I have that on the front of my book. And I make them read it out loud. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small doesn't serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give others permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. It's from Return to Love. And every semester I'll see my students kind of go, oh, she's making me read it again. And then as they're reading it, you can see their shoulders going back and going down. And I go, yeah. Oh, goody.
All right, I'll read number 7. One child of God is the only teacher sufficiently worthy to teach another. One teacher is in all minds, and he teaches the same lesson to all. He always teaches you the inestimable worth of every son of God, teaching it with infinite patience, born of the infinite love for which he speaks. Every attack is a call for his patience, since his patience can translate attack into blessing. Those who attack do not know they are blessed. They attack because they believe they are deprived. Give, therefore, of your abundance and teach your brothers theirs. Do not share their illusions of scarcity, or you will perceive yourself as lacking.
Wow. That's amazing. They attack because they believe they are deprived. Give therefore of your abundance and teach your brothers theirs. Whoa. It's powerful.
I love his patience can translate attack into blessing.
I love the bit where it says he always teaches you the inestimable worth of every son of God, teaching it with infinite patience, born of the infinite love for which he speaks.
Wow.
And then if you give that from abundance, because that's your abundance, teaching that.
How beautiful.
I'm kind of thinking about how we give what we want to receive. If we want to receive abundance, we must give abundance. I often wonder sometimes, when you're feeling, I don't know if anybody else experiences this, but sometimes I'll just feel this big emotion about something. Well, I'm not even sure what it's about. I just feel it. And then I will see a news story or hear from a friend, and it's like, it's actually their emotion. It wasn't mine at all. But I've just kind of felt it. And so,
Veronica,
what was that, Andrea?
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
So I feel like then instead of just sitting there in that emotion, which is usually not very nice, it doesn't even matter where it's coming from, but I can create more love by feeling loving, or more joy by feeling joy, rather than accepting other people's stuff. Because I'm not doing them any favors by accepting it either. I guess it can create empathy, but there's a point where you've just got to say, this isn't mine, but you can have this instead.
I love that you're aware that it's not yours, because most conflict, we're not aware that it's not ours. But but you're aware, so you've got this amazing ability to be a witness in your body to the outcry of the person that's coming into your field. And then you have the opportunity to stay in that abundant field of your higher self and create, like you said, just be the love and be the listener and be the person that stays in the power, because that's the gift.
And I think often we do pick up on other people's stuff and think it's ours. And I know I used to, but I don't know when I became more conscious of the fact that this isn't actually anything to do with me.
Yeah. And then it says here to be patient, like be the patient. Well, what a gift that is, because patience, someone that's patient is holding space, they're hearing, they're seeing, they're able to stay in their own clear lane and channel, be in their love's presence, stay open and do what their intuition or the will of God says to them action-wise. And that could just be simply holding space. And I love how you said also no shrinking. Earlier you mentioned shrinking, and when we shrink our energy, we're unable to hold that space, so we're extending our gifts, expanding our energy.
And I think the delicate line there is what you were talking about, Veronica. Now you're saying, Kali, you're rephrasing and making it even more stunningly clear. We are empaths. Those of us, we're very empathic. And of course, we're going to be receiving other people's energies and angers and resentments and all of these things. And I guess the key is what you just said, Kali, to hold the container, to be the container of love. If you want to dive in here, you can dive in here, but I'm not going to dive in your container because I'm understanding what you're going through, but my boundary is right here. I have no need to experience that or to feel that. I have compassion. And one of the things in one of the books that I love talks about fierce compassion, having fierce compassion and saying, I see it, I understand, but I'm not going there. And yet you have patience to allow that person to go through whatever they need to go through, and even patience with ourselves to go through whatever we need to go through. Oftentimes I'm not very patient with myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I even do this with my accounting clients, and you do it with friends as well, I think, is that when you just sit and listen, and you don't even need to respond a lot of the time, you just need to hear them, and they'll come up with their own solution.
And that's what a good coach is, right?
Yeah.
That's what a good coach is you allow them to find their solution. You just hold a space, give some pointers, say this is the map and you're headed north and you may want to consider going east, but that's up to you. And then you be quiet. Amazing.
And that's way more powerful than trying to tell people what to do.
Yep.
Which is my old track.
Me too.
So glad I found another way.
That's me with the kids, and I'm learning the new way.
Yeah, I think your kids are probably always going to be your biggest teacher with these kind of things. Number 8. Who wants to read number 8?
Okay.
Go, Coralie.
Attack could never promote attack unless you perceived it as a means of depriving you of something you want. Yet you cannot lose anything unless you do not value it and therefore do not want it. This makes you feel deprived of it, and by projecting your own rejection, you then believe that others are taking it from you. You must be fearful if you believe that your brother is attacking you to tear the kingdom of heaven from you. This is the ultimate basis for all the ego's projection.
Not lose anything. You do not value.
Don't really like that one. Can we just move on?
You don't, or you do?
I don't. That sort of just these yucky things.
I'm just typing one thing here though, because rejection's one thing I've worked a lot in with trauma.
Yeah.
Projecting your own rejection, you then believe that others are taking it from you. And that's pretty much what it feels like when you're in that space of feeling rejected. Yeah. But the fact of the matter is that usually they're not actually trying to take anything. And it's your own projection. So I feel like these paragraphs which are talking about this is you when you do this, they are quite triggering, and I think the trick is to work out how to spin it so that you can say, what's my lesson from this?
Yeah.
Because this is not who I am anymore. This is okay. This is talking about, before I started reading this. But now now I can say that I don't feel rejected anymore because nobody can take anything from me that I value.
Yeah, that's what I get out of it as well. Like the attack, and if it's perceived as you being deprived of something you want, well, then you would potentially be not in your wholeness. And so you believe or perceive that someone's taking your value away, but it actually is you cannot lose your value if you value it. So no one can take it away. You're not deprived of anything. And so you're just projecting your own rejection of your own value and believing someone else is taking it from you.
Does that help, Coralie? Or should we just move on?
It's interesting actually because it just raises that it's my area to work with.
Yes, that's right. That's why you had to read it.
Yeah.
Do you want me to do the next one?
Yes, please.
Okay. Number 9, being the part of your mind that does not believe it is responsible for itself and being without allegiance to God, the ego is incapable of trust, projecting its insane belief that you have been treacherous to your creator. It believes that your brothers, who are incapable of this as you are out to take God from you. Whenever a brother attacks another, that is what he believes. Projection always sees your wishes in others. If you choose to separate yourself from God, that is what you will think others are doing to you.
Truth.
I love that first bit. being the part of your mind, so a part of my mind that believes it is not responsible for itself
Yeah.
or its values,
Mhm.
and claiming them or owning them or standing in the value.
Mm.
And that the ego is incapable of trust,
Mm.
believing that. Wow. Hmm.
Often
Imagine,
accusations
yeah.
will prove what other people are seeing as well from their own is like that. So if someone's saying they stole from me, and it's like, so, you know, what have you been focusing on?
Yeah, I love that thing, because what is our focus on that's projecting out to others, and then we're seeing what we wish in others that we're not receiving.
Mm. Do you think we have time to squeeze one more in?
Yeah,
Okay, Adria, do you want to read that one? Number 10. I've just moved
absolutely.
up a bit.
You are the will of God. Do not accept anything else as your will, or you are denying what you are. Deny this, and you will attack, believing you have been attacked. But see the love of God in you, and you will see it everywhere because it is everywhere. See his abundance in everyone, and you will know that you are in him with them. They are part of you as you are part of God. You are as lonely without understanding this is God himself is lonely when his sons do not know him. Let me read that again. You are as lonely without understanding this is God himself is lonely when his sons do not know him. The peace of God is understanding this. There is only one way out of the world's thinking, just as there was only one way into it. Understand totally by understanding totality.
Mm.
Wow. Intense stuff.
Mm.
Whew. You are
I just
in
have a
him.
vision of the movie's Avatar when they say "I see you," and that's their most powerful expression of love is to just say "I see you."
I see you. You are the will of God. Do not accept anything else as your will, or you are denying what you are. You are denying your own divinity, your own power. Wow.
And I love that, because it then says, deny this and you will attack, believing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Believing you have been attacked.
Yeah,
Perception. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See the loving of God in you and you'll see it everywhere, because it is everywhere.
Right, right.
Mm. Hmm. Do you think we can read one more? Because we've finished the section then. I always
Let's
love the
finish the
last
section. Yeah, read. Yeah.
paragraph. Who wants to read it? Or shall I? Probably my turn now, isn't it? Okay. Perceive any part of the ego's thought system as wholly insane, wholly delusional, and wholly undesirable, and you have correctly evaluated it, all of it. This
Wow.
correction enables you to perceive any part of creation as wholly real, wholly perfect, and wholly desirable. Wanting this only, you will have this only, and giving this only, you will be only this. The gifts you offered to the ego are always experienced as sacrifices, but the gifts you offer to the kingdom are gifts to you. They will always be treasured by God because they belong to his beloved sons, who belong to him. All power and glory are yours because the kingdom is his.
How beautiful. The gifts you offer to the kingdom are gifts to you. What a beautiful section this is. Wow.
I love this one. Wanting this only, you will have this only, and giving this only, you will be only this.
Mhm.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Okay, who's got their lesson for the week? Go, Adria.
You do not need God's blessing because that you have forever, but you do need yours.
Mm-hmm.
Lay it on, Coralie. Bless you and bless us all.
Yeah. Who else?
I'll go next.
Yeah, go.
See the love of God in you, and you will see it everywhere because it is everywhere.
Beautiful. You're going to have a lovely week then.
Linda.
Oh, yes, I am.
And I love how the spring green of your jacket goes with the spring green of the trees. How beautiful.
Yes.
How beautiful. You're
Got to
beautiful.
fit in, but still be seen. So it's a challenge, but yeah, it works. I love these mop trees. Look at these, they're
Beautiful.
amazing.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
beautiful.
It's stunning.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
Beautiful
just love
shape.
this garden. It's so beautiful.
Mm.
Thank
There's
you.
a blessing right there.
I reckon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mine
Mine is go, Carly. You go.
Mine is I am the will of God and see his abundance in everyone.
Nice.
And then I've got to go. So I'll see you next
Okay.
week.
Yes. Enjoy your next call.
Thank
See you,
you.
Carly.
Bye.
Lovely.
Mine is simply take action to discover your gift. Adria, did you tell us yours?
I just did. It's Coralie's turn.
That's right. Carly?
They are part of you as you are part of God.
Mm,
Mm.
so true. Thank you, ladies. I think we've had a
Same
very
though,
powerful
isn't it?
call, haven't we? It's
So
been wonderful.
next week will be a different time because it's daylight saving.
Uh,
Not for you. It won't be for me either, because I'll be over there for the next 3 weeks. But
yeah, I'm
um,
not sure, Carly. When does New Zealand swap
Mine's
it's
time?
already.
yeah.
Mine.
Basically, it'll always be 7 p.m. Gary's time, Central time. And I did
Which is
actually check
8
this
p.m.
morning.
Eastern
Central
time.
time doesn't change until the first Sunday of November.
Right, correct.
And
So
then
we
it
can
will
always
change time.
it'll yes it will.
Or is
I
he
don't
going to change when he sits in?
know. Gary is the centre.
Yep.
So
Perfect.
he puts in his diary 7 p.m. So we work around that.
Yep.
And all our time zones change at different times. So it's a matter of keeping an eye out this time of year.
Sure is.
All right, lovelies. I've got to get to my next job, but
Okay.
beautiful seeing you all.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Thanks so much.
sharing.
Mhm.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye,
Thanks,
Carly.
Carly. Thanks, Andrea.
Love
We'll
ya.
see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.